Shalom, all praise to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles, salute to bros teaching the word in sincerity and in truth. This is a quick one, man, and let's look at this stuff here. It says water companies have pumped raw sewage into Britain's seas and rivers for more than 9 million hours since 2016. This week, the Environment Agency issued warnings to holiday makers to avoid dozens of beaches across England and Wales. And I'm gonna come back and cover this, but let's just see what's happening out here. Let's get this. Let's see if we can get this. Right, let's get this blew up. So this is they're doing this by purpose. And first it was blaming the weather. Yeah, they're blaming the weather, they was blaming the heat. And I'll get into that in another video. I've already kind of mentioned it, but we'll talk about it again. So let's just watch this. And just see how ridiculous this is.
We are on Budleigh Salterton Beach here in Devon, where today the Environment Agency has issued a pollution risk warning advising bathers not to swim because of a water pollution incident. And this is the latest in a long line of incidents right across some of our most popular beaches in the country, where we're talking about sewage going into the sea. Over the last week, we've been seeing some pretty horrible videos of raw sewage being pumped out onto popular beaches, which are of course very busy at this time of year, and the water companies have been coming under real pressure to tackle the problem. The Lib Dems say they have looked at numbers from the Environment Agency and found that in 90% of the cases, the monitoring stations run by water companies to check the number and how long sewage dumps go on for are simply not working, or they've not been installed at all.
Pause it here. So you call it Great Britain. That's the name of the country, and it's God Save the Queen and all that. But what's great about that? There ain't nothing great. This is the Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai is destroying this, and we know that, and we know the elites are like doing this on purpose, because when you looked in the sea, you just had what here it is. You got an emergency outbreak of sewage going in up all the coasts in England, and you know the coast in England ain't something that it's like oh you know, because America's so big, so one little beach. No, this is it's compact. So all these beaches on the coast is where everybody goes when it's hot in the country. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much there's no beaches, there's no water. When it was too hot, you had these heat waves over here. People were going at it. Even in the lockdowns, people couldn't fly. So the beaches were packed. There was traffic jams. Half of the country were going down to the beaches. So that's what they do. So now they've took that away from you. Now you ain't got that. Now you're fucked. There's no water in the shops. You can't even go to the beaches to cool off. You know, this is what's happening here, man. This is part of plagues. The Lord destroyed Egypt with plagues, and the Lord's bringing plagues to the new Egypt, Babylon, America, and the beast system, with these different plagues. And they noticed, they said, "Oh yeah, the water company," and then they said that they haven't even got the money for things installed. How can you not have it installed, or they're not working? You know, with any regulation, with anything, if you go, they're always checking stuff. That just slipped their mind. It's bullshit, man. And then on top of that, they're talking about the water companies, but they're not gonna have no emergency services out. You didn't see anything. You just seen one dude with a boat float on, with a rake. Come on, man, give me a break.
Now, water companies are allowed to dump wastewater from storm overflows like this one into the sea if there's a risk of the sewage system becoming overwhelmed. The problem, the Lib Dems say, is the lack of monitoring to know exactly how much waste ends up in our seas. The government says that water companies' reliance on overflows to dump sewage is unacceptable. The water companies insist they are spending hundreds of millions of pounds on trying to tackle the problem. For now, though, and for the rest of the summer, swimmers at popular beaches up and down the country may be facing bans on heading into the water. This is simply not safe. Acceptable water companies insist they are spending hundreds of millions of pounds on trying to tackle the problem.
They're spending hundreds of millions of pounds to tackle the problem. Yeah, it really looks like it. So this is a fucking joke. Now what I'm gonna do, when I got another, so you got some crazy articles here. I'll probably do another video on it. I will do another video and look at this one. As the Tesco, Myrths and Sainsbury's, all your shopping malls, your Walmarts, your Targets, all of that. It's saying and other retailers are being urged to reuse toilet paper as prices continue to rise. But I'll do a separate video on that. So I'm gonna bring out this scripture here. Before I get that one, let me get this one. So this is Isaiah 13:2. It says, "Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain," which is what we do. We exalt. It says, "Exalt the voice unto them." So we speak loud. It says, "Shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles." And we're out here. You know, these elite for banking families are the wicked and the destroyers of the earth. That's why we're cursing them out. They're not fit for rulership. Anybody that's going to be doing stuff like this, it just doesn't love it. They're talking about peace and earth campaigners and philanthropists, a bunch of damn liars, man. We all know what these elite banking families and all that are getting up to. They're destroying the earth. So that's why we're cursing them out. They ain't Earth's guardians, they're the destroyers of the earth. That's why they got nuclear weapons. Weapons of mass destruction that would just decimate lands. Let's bring out this hate them that rebuke. Okay, let me try it another way. It says they hate them that rebuke and negate. It might be in the Apocrypha, if I'm not. Let me go to. Give me a second here. Give me a second. You know what? Let me find it this way. Sometimes you gotta do this, man. Put in. They hate them that rebuke. Again. Let's check this. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate. Amos 5:10. So you gotta get the wording right, or you got the spelling. You know, Amos 5 and 10. It says they hate him that rebuke in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. And we're rebuking in the gates. And then it talks about the gates of the nobles. We're telling these rulers that you go in the fuck off, okay? We're just going to put it like that. You're the devil. And the scripture says, I beheld Satan who fell as fast as lightning. This is madness, man. What kind of shit is this? And they always got these excuses. Oh, yeah, well, we're talking to this sector. Nah, and they're clearly polluting. And they don't have a fucking politician out there rambling on. But that's what their job is to do, is to ramble on. The scripture says a thief come not but to steal, to kill, and to destroy. That's all they do, confuse you. So the word Babylon, this is the modern day Babylon. And the word Babylon means confusion. That's all they're about. Confuse you about genders. Or now there's 50,000 genders. You can make up your own gender. That's confusion. They want people to be confused. You know, confused about everything. Oh, I'm not sure. And that's what. And then they got their paid, hired puppets to bring even more confusion, but act like everything's all right. Yeah, we got it under control. No, you fucking don't. And the only thing that you're trying to do is destroy. And that's what they're doing. And guess what? That's why the scripture says better to go to the house of mourning than to the house of feasting. Because look at what's going on, man. And you know, them coasts. And you got them coast, you know, I've been down, you know, we've all been down the coasts. We go, you know, somewhere you might drive down, you know, you know, clear your mind at the beach. You know what I'm saying? Now they're pumping raw sewage at that spot. So what the fuck, you know? So this is where we're at with things. So you can't tell me that this ain't the end, man. I'm just going to leave it there. With that, I'm going to say shalom.